You dirty Khan. Yes, I am back. Those 3 sips were for the following 3 incidents that happened within Twitter. Yes, 3 of them. Instead of just doing the one like I did with the Twitter feuds where it's just Seth versus Will Ospreay, or if it's Cody Hall versus the Hurricane Hamza. This time we're going for the 3 battle, the trio, the 6-man, no, not 6-man, doesn't even have 3-man belts. That's...
Mission failed. We'll get them next time.
Anyway, to start off this whole 3 section, I'm going to put the text up here. Alright, so I'll name them one by one. First one, we've got Khan versus Orton. Yes, Khan versus Orton, the All Elite Presidente. Tony Khan up against the 3rd generation multi-superstar, millions in the bank, and he's a viper, he's a snake. Randy Orton. Their battle, that's what I'm going to target first. That's the first one. Second one, I have to target it. Why not? And get a bit of clicks on this video. Bit of clicks. I'm talking about the Jim Cornette statement. Yes, the Jim Cornette statement. A Twitter alcoholic will confront it. We'll break down the analysis of that sentence. And third, but not least, the whole ring of drama. No more drama. I'm not going to call it the full company name because as of the moment they're having a debacle, and if I go full name, it looks like I might be crapping on them, so I'm just going to use the name Ring of Drama. If you don't know what I'm referring to, follow the true vigilante, the true news reporter. Forget your WrestleZone, your Ryan Zapps, your whole cultaholics, or even, hello guys, Olive Davis. We get rid of that because you want to follow Joey Mercury. He's got all the scoops on that company that he used to work for and all that. And we're going to, as of this moment, we're going to get to that later, but now we need to talk about the first one, and I see that you see the first one there. It's Tony Khan versus Randy Orton, people. To talk all about this, we need to find the actual reason why this all happened. Now is because CM Punk. But before we get to that, it wouldn't be good and it wouldn't be normal if I didn't add the win-loss records of both competitors, like a Twitter twist, a Twitter alco twist. A tat. Twitter alco. We got Tony Khan. He is the AEW Presidente. He's got the final say. Will he have the final say in this battle today? We'll have to see, because he has a 0-0 win-loss record. Win-loss record 0-0. Not even a draw. He's got a clean slate. He's undefeated. Now let's move on to the 3rd generation. Apex Predator, Legend Killer, and he's a future WWE Hall of Famer in his own right, Randy Orton. He has the most 3 destructive letters in sports entertainment, RKO. If you haven't noticed that, you can even type in his name, is well known. We look at Randy's win-loss record. As of the 27th of the 11th, 2019, so the 27th of November 2019, which this part is recorded to search up on cagematch.net. That's the website I went on. So if they're wrong, that means I'm wrong, or if I'm wrong, that means they're wrong. Vice versa. Let's find out his win-loss record. That's 57 losses and 12 wins. I think Randy Orton needs this win. We don't know draws because I haven't gone full into it. I just wanted the quick snippets. Just like a quick snippet. Now we got to see the whole Randy Orton and Tony Khan, how that all started off, and that was with none other than the CM Punk tweet. And you're thinking, how did this all start off with a CM Punk tweet? I'm going to read it out for you, and even probably have the picture on the side. We'll add that bit of a taste and a twist, huh? A Twitty Alco twist. I said titty, didn't I? It is with a capital I-S. Is. We're trying to catch up on 5+ years of wrestling. I'm doing what I can. There's bright spots, mostly women. From what I can tell, there's bad too. I'm going to talk about it, and no one is safe. Ooh. Join us at Renee Young WWE. At WWE on Fox. It's at the Booker T5X, which is just his Twitter account. I'm mentioning Twitter accounts of this. At Real Page WWE, at Vincent Kennedy McMahon, but it's Vince McMahon. And last but not least, this was interesting. He even tagged the AEW Presidente, Tony Khan. But CM Punk, huh? I see what you did there. You mentioned the AEW Presidente. You dirty punk. You rebellious one. I even learnt this. You dirty punk. You voice for... that's T-H-E, voiceless. See what I did there? I learned sign language. Boom. I'm a smark. In which Tony Khan, the AEW Presidente, replied with, "No one is safe? Question mark. Sounds like a plane full of wrestlers in Saudi Arabia." Ooh. See there, he actually hit them with the first blow. Add that to WWE backstage, people. Tony Khan, gone all savage. But as we can see here, this is another AEW case of throwing shade at the big WWE. Yeah, you cheeky Khan, What a Khan. I can do so many plays on the word Khan with the C word. This all led to none other than the strike of the apex predator himself. We're talking about Randy Orton, and he likes to get his point across, and he just attached a quick document, a quick website to his tweet. But let's see what his tweet says, as we can see on this side here. What's that whole thing about houses, glass houses and stones? Ooh, and we see here with the article by sportsnot.com. See? Sport Not. Juggernaut. I don't know, I'm burping too much. Jaguar's owner, Shahid Khan, being investigated for corruption. Now, I decided before we get any more into the further things with Tony Khan rebutting this, let's actually read the articles, because Tony Khan's like, nah mate, that's not relevant. Well, let's see.
These are their stories.
As we see here with Sportsnot, well, he added the juggernaut of sports. Jaguar's owner, Shahid Khan, investigated for corruption. That's the main title right there. Yeah, we all know WWE isn't a saint, but let's read through like what he's trying to bring through. Khan, who has been in talks to buy the stadium since April. This is Wembley Stadium. Wembley, after all. Has denied allegation through spokesman Jim Woodcock. There is nothing more than the same ongoing nonsense and bogus claims from a former employee who left the club in 2017. Woodcock said, nothing here basically gains a further response. And what are they throwing shade at? That's why I went even further. I dug up old articles as well to just get all of this stuff up. As we go straight to The Guardian as well, I brought up back to The Guardian. See, back to The Garden.
We going to the garden. Homie, beg your pardon. Top 5 just around the pine. I start.
Wembley decision unrelated to allegations against Fulham, says Khan. Ooh, let's read this. The Fulham and Jacksonville Jaguars owner Shahid Khan has said he's withdrawn his $600 million offer to buy. $600 million. Woo! Damn. I'm going to start building my own stadium soon in my backyard. Let's continue on. Stadium had nothing to do with the allegations being made against Fulham by Craig Klein. The club's former assistant director of football. Klein went public when he left the club last year with allegations including racism that he made in a tweet since he was deleted. And he timed and renewed intervention this year to coincide with key football association votes on whether to sell Wembley to Khan. Sounds like a whole tobacco. Let's find out more. I've got some more articles. So it was a former employee that's speaking crap about his employee. We haven't seen that in WWE, have we? Far out. They employed one of them by Fox. On Tuesday night, Met Police confirmed officers are in the case following a report last year of non-recent threatening behaviour at Fulham's Monson Park training ground. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I know I'm not. Khan dismissed any bogus claims, but majority of bogus claims. Klein said he told police Khan had threatened him after reporting of allegations of financial malpractice. Also, he said the offers of senior executives reporting ignored the allegations of their club. Holy crap. Now, this is the whole thing, but the one thing that I read through all of this before telling you all this, you see your Guardian, you see all of this was dropped quick smart. As we can see with the soccer world, I wouldn't know much about it. I'm in the wrestling world, my friend, and they've made a wrestling company. Well, technically his son made a wrestling company, but the most strangest thing out of all of this, once I've read it, and you can read it yourself, apparently Tony Khan is still friends with the bitter old person that reported his father, which I found was weird. But anyway, let's move on. To which Tony Khan responded, I thought you only tagged me in your post when you're grasping for leverage. Holy crap. He's going savage in this. Let's see what else he says. This article's over a year plus old. It was a year plus old. There was a lot of them that's a year plus old. But doesn't change the fact, if you find an article of the whole, I don't know, I was about to say about the whole Voldemort who should not be named Chris Benoit, then your whole Owen Hart and all that, that's still going to be brought up whether it is old or not, whether it's 1 year old or 20 years old. It's still going to be brought up because the internet is like a system that just has everything in it, my friend. People will bring up dirt on you no matter what. There's bound to be freaking plenty of dirt on Tony Khan, and it's only a matter of time until someone tags him in an article. But moving on. This article's over a year old on baseless claims made about my dad's years ago, but that's the best you can do? Nothing. In the meanwhile, since that was written, you used the N-word on Twitch. Whoo! The N-word, huh? See, now he's brought up history on his father, which made him very upset. Made him very upset. And now he's throwing shade at you for gaming and saying the N-word. How dare you? How dare you? I couldn't find footage of him saying the N-word, nor did I want to find it, since I'm going to be tackling that whole Jim Cornette thing soon, and we'll get to that very shortly. Tony Khan has Randy Orton backed into the corner right now as he's bringing up his dirt up against his dirt. But the only thing that I see as a difference here is that Randy Orton has brought up the father's dirt, hasn't brought any dirt up with Tony himself. And when Tony brought up the dirt to him about him saying the whole N-word situation, it's kind of getting heated at this point. And we got to find out where it's going. But if we're going to find out a leadership at this point, it looks like Tony Khan, he's just going for that hip toss and he's going for the pin. He's gone to that 1-2 and we're waiting for Randy Orton to kick out and his next statement. This all led to a quick encounter. Before Randy Orton could reply, we had two more female wrestlers or cross-branded like an AEW and WWE. They jumped into the mix. We had, she's coming in, Brandy. She tweeted the gif of a guy getting knocked down and says, that's the end of the fight, TKO. I see what you did there, TK. And then, oh damn, or how they make the gifs and all that type of stuff. I see what you did there, Brandy. But you're still not getting picked on Wrestler's Kitchen. Did you see Wrestler's Kitchen episode 2 with Cody? If you haven't, go back to that video and watch it. Top like Cody is. In which the second nature 1/4 of the 4 horsewomen herself, Charlotte Flair, woo, the 10 times women champion, but probably the time this video gets released, she'll probably be 16 time. It's not long until they strap more belts onto her, but she put a bit of a please, bit of that emoji and please, as you can see here, and Brandy just responded with a clown face. What? This wasn't even needed, both of yous. Get out. And this was the final tweet that I could find between the both of them and Randy Orton getting in the last words, and he tweeted this. We have Jacksonville Dixie ... Why else would I tag you? If I wanted to talk business, I'll call your father. Oh ho ho! Randy Orton. Out of nowhere. Well done, my son. But now we have to do the overall. Now, as we can see here, Tony Khan, his win-loss record is a clean slate. He's undefeated. And Randy Orton, we see the 12 wins and 57 losses. But if we're going to do a mix between the brands, how they're both fighting together, both against each other, we're going to do a split. Alright, we're going to mix both of their booking decisions. And I reckon, just because outside interference with other people in there and he went across his time limit, well, that was meant to rip, okay? But anyway, it's split. It's a draw. I can't choose a winner because Tony Khan, he's throwing shade. Yeah, but Randy Orton, he's there. They're both at each other's necks, and there wasn't a clear, decisive winner to the point where people were going, Tony Khan wrecked him, or Randy Orton went like, I just gave him the biggest RKO there is to give. Now, since we have passed on that whole battle, that whole Twitter feud, we have to move on to the next section. And you thought it was all finished here, yeah? Nah, it's not finished with a dirty Khan splitting it, going draws with a third generation apex predator Randy Orton. We're moving on to the Jim Cornette thing. You forgot, didn't you? But we're just gonna go into the fire, into the fire. That's right, we're moving on to the whole Jim Cornette thing. And my whole singlet design's not coming in here, but I wrote like F racism. I added the whole @ symbol and the K with the hashtag. I wanted to incorporate all of it, but it's not fitting in a frame, but we're going to talk about it. Do you guys like the glasses? Does it make me look smart or make me look even more stupid than I usually do? Before we get to that, and before I open up another beer and tackle onto this whole Jim Cornette situation, how that statement wasn't racist, here we go. Calm down, I can see the comments already coming. Listen, alright, I am a no good, fat, overweight piece of shit. You can throw all the shade that you want that I'm a white person, whatever it is, that's trying to back a white person on a statement that he said on commentary. But anyway, I'll do the whole insult. And don't worry, I've already been bashed. That was in the wrestling world. Thank you to Damian Rivers and Mitch Waterman that multiply smashed me multiple times at George the Hitman Julio's thing. But anyway, moving on to the whole Jim Cornette statement, and let's see what he said. Before we analyse his statement, I thought I would just open another one. On a recent episode of NWA Power, that's with like 4 to 6 R's, sometimes it varies, probably there's even 12 R's at sometimes. Okay, who cares, we'll just chuck a whole lot in there. Anyway, since I think from episode 1 to episode 7 of the newly reborn NWA Power, the studio wrestling is back to the people, my friends. It's still real to us. I saw that guy that was there. Quick, huh? I saw that. It was on this episode that we heard such a quote from Jim Cornette when it was Trevor Murdoch versus the NWA World's Champion, Nick Aldis. And the quote that he said from NWA Power, Trevor Murdoch is so tough that he could strap fried chicken to his back, ride on a motorcycle for Ethiopia. Now listen. Before we get any more further into this, yes, my tennis racket is held from the back. I'm just going to do a breakdown analysis, and we're going to find out the reason why it was more stupid to even say that someone was as tough as that, and just break down that it wasn't, how it wasn't racist at all. Yeah, you can bring up all these past, everyone said the harsh things in the past, your Lars Sullivan, your Hulk Hogan's and all that. I'm not going to put people under the bus now. We're just going to break down the statement of how this statement was more stupid and how it wasn't racist. Now, let's break down the sentences. Strapping fried chicken to a person's back. At this point, we see JC mention food that's strapped to a person's back, and so far he's as tough as a person strapping food to his back, whether it's boiled or fried chicken to his back. So far, how is this making him tough? But at this point, he's just mentioning food to his back, regardless of what it is. Whether it's a native dish, whether it's fried chicken, whether it's chicken and waffles, whether it's sarma, that's a Balkan traditional dish. Or whether it's just rice, seafood, sushi, you get the gist. It's just food to a person's back at this point. Let's analyze the next statement. And rides on a motorcycle. Okay, let's break down this sentence. And rides on a motorcycle. At this point he's mentioning that he's hopping on a vehicle slash motorcycle slash motorbike, whatever you want to call it, a motorized bike. Alright? At this point he's mentioning that he's riding on a bike, and at this point, with the other sentence attached to it, he's riding with fried chicken on his back. Whether it's cold or hot, it's going to be cold. Now, the way you're riding with chicken on your back, is it in a backpack? Is it more the description? How is this so far racist? These two sentences are just fucking stupid. And I'm just going to say that straight out, but at this point, it's not forced into any culture. And if you're straight away presuming, but he said fried chicken, you're racist even affiliating it with a race. Then the last sentence, through Ethiopia. All know this if you've done history class or any class in general when you were in high school and primary school, you would have found out about the poverty-stricken country Ethiopia. But there is parts in Ethiopia that aren't as poverty-stricken as other parts of Ethiopia. But let's break down the analysis of this statement, but I'll give you more of an in-depth of Ethiopia. As we know, Ethiopia is one of the poorest countries in the world, with 44% of Ethiopia living in poverty. That's right. But Ethiopia, their main source of money, cash money, merch money, is agricultural based. Everything that they raise up or farm, that's basically what they get. Strapping fried chicken to his back and riding on a motorcycle through Ethiopia. Now let's break down why that is not racist. You ready? And these are the reasons why before you behead me. Number one, because I'm going to go through 5 reasons. And you can come in away, we can do a whole change my mind like a Steven Crowder. Yeah, some people are against him and anything. But this is a professional wrestling debate, I guess. See, I have the glasses to make me look fucking smart. Instead it's making my nose look even huge. Like I said before, agriculture is the main economy of Ethiopia. That's the reason number 1. But the reason number 2 is majority of their economy going down is agriculture based as well. So bringing outside, and this all leads from outside animals. So animals from America and other countries that are live exporting them. So live sheep, live cows and all that. They're affecting their current farms because they have a whole bunch of new diseases and all that that kill off their current livestock. But by thinking that, with the statement that he said, strapping fried chicken, whether it's fried, deep fried, boiled, I don't know, oven baked, it's good that he brought fried chicken or chicken that is cooked. Because if he said, yeah, he's as tough as bringing live chickens through Ethiopia, then that's more of a debacle. Because not only do you have people running after you, I'm guessing that's the whole statement after that, you also have the new disease that you bring in through there that could kill off the current livestock. So bringing food in that's already cooked is a good thing. Reason number 3 is that fried chicken isn't their native dish. It's not directed straight at them. But yeah, straight away people associate black people eat fried chicken. So do other people eat fried chicken. I looked at Ethiopia's native dish and it's a chicken stew. Yes. If he was going to go for more insulting thing, it would be like strapping chicken stew to his back and riding through there. And I know, yeah, but that shouldn't change the point. But it should. This is the stupid regard of this whole comment by someone going straight away and delegating it to, oh, it's racist, it's racist. It's not improving the wrestling world by pointing out the negatives. It's not. And by you saying, oh yeah, but that fried chicken and that, are you serious? You're gaining for any leverage so you can bring your opinion across. And this is just me. You can fire away in the comments or anything. But at this point, it's not stupid. And that leads me on to reason 4. And reason number 4, did he mention a Pacific town in Ethiopia that's more poverty-stricken than a main town? He just said in an overall country because he's probably that stupid that he could only think of that country coming up with E at that moment. But I'm not trying to help him in any way. I'm just trying to delegate this whether it's racist or not. And it's obviously not racist. It's a stupid remark. It's an old starvation joke. So reason number 5, how is this racist? It's not. It's stupid. It's a stupid remark. It's an old starvation joke, alright? People now and comedians now, they all do different jokes that may have been offensive now, back in the day. You'll have religious jokes that are more often used in stand-up comedy than they were back in the day. Now they joke about Priest, when back in the day you joke about Priest, you were on the headlines. Before, back in the day, you would mention someone like, hey, you could go around the street and be like, hey, how's it going? No worries, man. But now, even just saying man or dude on it, it can offend people. It's a very PC world. But by bringing this up, as well as professional wrestling has been going in 2019, and any publicity going to NWA, you want it to be good. But to bring up this and to mainframe it as a main thing that was going on within the company, no wonder why NWA was trending, because you're turning on your own talent, and you can't be like, talent, he doesn't go in the ring. Regardless, whether they're your commentators, refs, cameramen, you back him up. Not saying that you should back him up on something stupid that he said. You should have brought him to the side and be like, listen, that's really stupid, whether it's your regard or not, whether you want to resign, that's what Jim Cornette, I'm guessing, obviously done, or whether you got fired, I don't care. But you don't take it to the point of, hey, I'm going to confront this. I'm going to confront this. Something so stupid that doesn't need to be commented. Instead, this should have been done in private, where NWA turns to Jim Cornette and said, why the hell did you say that? I guess that's just me saying that it could have been handled in a different regard. So my end statement for all of this statement is Jim Cornette, through that statement, is not the racist. And you have plenty of wrestlers that turn to him and say, oh yeah, he's racist, and bring up old videos of him speaking and all that. But then, again, you go bring up any old footage of any old wrestler speaking, and it was a different world back then. You're going to punish a 50-year-old for saying something that he was in his 20s or something. Lord Jesus. When really, you're worrying all about this whole Jim Cornette situation. I'm actually saying his name now. You're worrying all about this situation, whether his statement was racist or not, to the point where you make it actually trending, when we should be worrying on something, and that's actually taking care of your talent. And moving on to that, we're going on to the Ring of Drama. Ring of Drama. As you can see, you can't see the rest of the design on this singlet, but it says no more anymore. It's an old catchphrase from my auntie. It's an inside joke. Some people get inside jokes. But talking about inside jokes and the inside, we're moving on to the Ring of Drama. I'm not going to call it by the last name that's meant to be there, because with all the allegations and all this stuff going on, I don't want to get the leverage of me actually saying the company's name and then them grabbing me and being like, listen, you shouldn't have said that. How could you say that? But it is true. None other. We had former M&M WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champion in Joey Mercury, none other than Joey Mercury, leave as one of the talent relations or something, backstage producer or something from Ring of Honor. I'm not going to give the official title if I didn't know the official title. Some people know the official title, but I don't know the official title. But it was within the Ring of Drama. See, I have to keep saying Ring of Drama or ROD. You get the gist. If you don't know the company, just type of Ring On and then it'll come up. They do the handshakes. Well, used to. But anyway, we're moving on, and we see none other than Joey Mercury. He takes to Twitter. Yes, he took to Twitter and he confronted the whole situation of how bad their talent is getting treated within the contracts, and the contracts is actually brutal. I'll start bringing up some of his tweets to the side here. It's just astronomical. This guy is the true vigilante. He's the true news reporter. Forget your cultaholics, forget your wrestle talks, your wrestle scoops, your Ryan Saturns, even forget your Ollie Davis, your hello guys. And he's letting you know of what's going on, and it's pretty embarrassing. And that makes us move all the way to their current Women of Drama champion. I know I don't want to disintegrate the belt, but I don't want to mention the actual name. But that division has suffered so much. Like, it got anticipated so much to bring up such great things, and the whole crumbling down of it has been astronomical. But you can turn around to me and be like, hey, you fat piece of shit, how about you book a wrestling show? How about you give me cash and let me do it? And I'm not saying that I could fucking book a better one, but I'm like, there's plenty other people that'll be able to actually give it a proper go. But moving on from that, we're talking about Kelly. Hopefully I don't get slack from saying her name. But holy crap, she is your current Women of Drama champion. And she got released, fired, aka fired, while she was concussed over an email. Lord. Talk about... That's brutal, man. I don't know, like, I think that tops it. Getting fired on your wedding. That's one thing, but getting fired when you're not even into the loop of the world, you don't know what reality is. Holy crap. In the spirit of this whole situation, before I go any further, I need to give this a go. Super cold. I was meant to scull a beer, but that didn't happen, and you can hate me in the comments. But what if I double up at the end and scull too? Keep tuned, I'll probably chunder. The Ring of Drama even issued a statement on their Concussed Champion that they released, and it says the following. I use these pages of 434. They posted, "We don't generally discuss personal issues, but since Kelly and her husband have made it public, we didn't fire Kelly Klein. We just notified her via email that we would not be renewing her contract." How stupid is that? Now let's go to the husband and Kelly and find out what the hell they said that made Ring of Drama not put the blame on him. Not renewing someone's contract or parting ways is the same thing as firing them. Yeah, BJ Whitmer's not wrong. BJ Whitmer is not wrong, and it's his concern of the health of his wife at the end of the day. Let's check out what else they said. Here we go. In this photo we see one of the Ring of Drama execs go in front of the logo. Maybe I should... No, you know what? I'm going to leave that logo there. Here we go. That's him. That's the logo. I'm not mentioning the company, Ring of Drama. And BJ Whitmer retweeted this with a comment. That man, and I use that term loosely. Ooh. That beady-eyed, turkey-neck, lying sack of shit has had more fun working for that horrible, rotten human being at Ring of Drama at We Are Sinclair. Woo! He's throwing shade. Let's see what else he wrote. There are so many Pokemon, and now there's at least 40 of them, at least, are radishes. Sorry, this doesn't... I was just reading Trent's thing because he likes Pokemon. Anyway, continuing on, we had another message from Greg, and this was pretty hard and discerning. Even one member of the Bullet Club, related to Tama Tonga Tangaloa, and even he's part of that family, and they're treating him like garbage, saying that he's a waste of money even with this tweet. Appreciate the much of love and support, that know your worth, I know mine. I know these excursions done, I'll be 10 times that. Wonder if Greg will still be around then. No, he won't, because he'll be buried in a grave and probably spat on by a couple people at this point, it looks like. If you don't want someone to know what you said, don't say it. D-frame slander. I haven't seen Joey at Renegade make a false statement yet. That's right, he's a true vigilante, the true reporter. Everything that he says is truth that comes out of his mouth, even though when I took a picture with him, he put the finger up behind my back. That was a horrid event. But moving on. Expose some people. Exposed. Bum, bum. Some people for what they say, do, or are in your own damage or reputation. Sounds like you're just embarrassed yourself. See that? I embarrassed myself just doing that. Slander and deframe. She put the actual meaning of that to screenshot it. Look what else was left to say, but majority of it has been said. Now, is it my say? Is it the Twitter alco say? Is it Twitter alco hops in the Ring of Drama and tells them how it is? Let me tell you how it is. So, to confirm this firing, you had her husband, Joey Mercury, the true renegade, the true vigilantes. Follow him on Twitter if you haven't already. All of them confirmed that she got fired while she was under concussion. And you try to blame it on a company standpoint instead of yous as individuals. Makes me actually sick. If you're going to run a company based on talent, but you don't give a fuck about the talent, how the fuck are you meant to progress that company? See the F-bombs that I'm dropping? Because I'm really sentimental about this. Half of those Ring of Honor talent I've met personally, and they have been the most genuine people I have ever met. And I could just imagine the rest of the locker room would just be the same, except $50 Bully Ray. See, I did a name drop there because, you know, Come on, give me $50. That's what they put in one picture. Come on and give me $50. But then the whole dishonor and the whole, see what I did there? The whole disarray of that whole women's division was shocking. The whole 6-man, but you've only got 2 teams. I'm not going to mention a whole booking standpoint because that's shocking as it is. But now you're shocking with your actual taking care of your talent. And all of this is going on, mind you, and on the back burner. And they're going straight to the other topic of, hey, Jim Cornette's a racist. Everyone knows what he said back in the past, but you're not worrying about this company that's exporting fantastic individuals and treating them like pieces of shit within his contract. You can tell it was a true breeding ground for the E for a while. But these talents deserve better. And I know I'm not one to say because I'm not a wrestler, not an executive booking winner. I've got an opinion. Other people have. God, man. You know what? Watch. And what just freaking confuses me in this freaking mind of mine is that you're saying that your own talent is a fucking waste of money. Mind you, you don't even take care of them. You are the true dishonor to your own fucking talent. And I'm just going to keep dropping F-bombs because, seriously, you should just sell up the fucking company. All the revenue, all profits was have made, evenly distributed among the talent and tell them, listen, you should be treated better. But instead you decide to run this to try to get a somewhat of a buck of somewhat of merchandise that you somewhat don't give to the fucking talent. There's a reason why people are coming Elite or the E or even MLW or even Impact. Seriously. I'm not going to say don't watch the product. Support the talent that's in there. And even support your whole Bullet Club member. Hopefully I'm pronouncing this right, don't kill me. Hikuleo, Hidoku, him, Kelly, Joey Mercury. Follow them and follow the other Ring of Honor drama talent. Support him. Because this Gary piece of fucking shit moron, if he's talking shit about his own talent, but his company is talent fucking based, how the fuck are you going to make a profit? You know what? Bleed him dry, man. Bleed him dry. This whole situation just makes me infuriated. It makes me utterly sick. The way the...
just makes me utterly mad.
So let's end this video off. What we covered was the Tony Khan versus Randy Orton that ended in a draw. We confronted the whole Jim Cornette situation, whether that statement is actually racist, which is not, it's just fucking stupid. And anyone that pinpoints it to racism is, I'm not, you know what, is just as meaningless as just saying, you know what, that guy's eating chicken and waffles, and he's white, and he's eating it in front of a black kid. Come on, man. Serious? And to top it off, oh, see, I nearly dropped the name then. Ring of Drama. Lord, what a shocking fucking turn of events, I'm telling you. I woke up all to this on Twitter, and I'm like, you know what, the Twitter algo needs to give his opinion, and I have given my opinion. My overall opinion on this is the whole Khan versus Orton. Let's go for it. The first battle didn't need to happen. Alright, AEW throwing shade at WWE, and people are like, yeah, but it's a classic example of that. Listen, if WCW and WWF had Twitter back then, I'm telling you a whole lot more of talent that are top talent today would have been passed along and stretched along with the amount of controversies that would have came onto Twitter. And lucky the Twitter alco wasn't there because he was watching it and enjoying it. And then the whole Jim Cornette situation, what did we learn out of it? If there's nothing that makes it pinpoint racist, don't try to find something to make it racist. If someone says, hell yeah, watermelon and fried chicken, you're not going to say, hey, that sounded like a black accent, you're racist. Don't try to pinpoint something that's racist, even though we're in such a PC world. We don't want to get to the point where we're pinpointing every wrestler, every individual on something that they did in the past, or whether there's some things that they say now. Because we can't control what comes out of our mouth. Some people can. But if you're trying to get unfiltered 40-plus-year-olds that have been in the wrestling game around the whole time when PC wasn't there, what did you expect? I'm not trying to blame the company, but if you hired him, what did you expect Jim Cornette to say? Then we move on to the whole Ring of Drama situation. Lord, man. Ring of Drama, as a general, they've disintegrated over the years. And yeah, you can turn around to me and say, hey, Ring of Honor, they're still good. Come on. I don't even need to mention their booking, but that whole Lifeblood stable, how many is left? How many women are left? Instead, you have some old WWE guys that are still in your video package saying creating excellence. How can you create excellence when you're worrying and getting all this old stuff, trying to get it back over? Come on. No, not rinse and repeat. Fresh and new. Out of the oven. Out of the bakery. Fresh. Where the fuck am I? Make sure to like and subscribe.